Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and on this channel we talk about building spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition and read your tarot cards with ease. And today I want to talk to you about my September A Card a Day Tarot Challenge. Now, if you haven't come across my challenge before, you can find my challenge on Instagram, on my Facebook page on Facebook, and also in my Facebook group. In fact, the best place to interact in the challenge is in my Facebook group, because that's the place where we share our readings, get feedback, and have a discussion. So if you haven't come across my challenge before, you can go to connectwithyourdeck.com/challenge, or look for the links down in the description box, and I'll also pin a comment with the links there as well for you in case you can't find them. The challenge is free. Now, I have a journal, which I've got here, and I'm going to be doing a training later today, which will be going over all of my readings from August and making sense of them in terms of one great big reading for August. And today I actually want to talk about September, because our topic for December, I can't speak. Our topic for September is create your positive vibes. And I wanted to talk about the questions, because those of you who don't know me don't know that my background is I have worked in education, and I've also been a psychologist and worked as a relationships therapist. So the questions I've written are probably, well, just a little bit different maybe than the questions that other people would put together. And I also wanted to talk about how you read the questions against the tarot cards, because I've had a couple of people say to me, Elizabeth, I can see the question, but I can't see the link to the tarot card. So I thought I'd go through the questions, talk to you about my thinking behind the questions so you can get a little bit of extra depth. Because look, I could write on and on and on and on with each question, giving you background, and I may do that one day. But I think it's easier. I mean, this is something that you can listen to if you're a busy person. This tarot journal and this tarot challenge, people hear the word challenge and they think, but it's actually designed to get you to start internalizing and connecting with your tarot cards, and also to help you start really putting together your own meanings based on what the accepted meanings are. Always remember that. Coming up with your own meanings for the tarot is not about coming up with a meaning out of the air. It's not. Some people say it is, but it's not. So I will put my glasses on, I think, because I can't see without them, to be honest. I don't often like wearing them, because the problem is when I wear them, when I'm talking to you online, I don't know, I can't really tell unless I look at myself, and then I look weird. But I hope I haven't got glowy things in my eyes from the lights, because I'm sitting here under lights, especially because here today in Melbourne it is freezing. So I've got lots and lots of videos that I've already made about the internal workings of this journal. The journal does cost you a little bit, but the challenge itself is free. So if you'd like to know more about it, head across. I'll put all the links in the description down in the comments so you can find them, and head on over. Connectwithyourdeck.com/challenge is where you'll find it. So let's have a look. Now I'm looking for September in here, because I just want to tell you what the questions are. So our topic is, hang on, we get past this bit. The topic is, so I'll just let you see what I'm reading from. So it's September. Create your positive vibe. So this is the page I'm reading from. This is the other page in the journal. You can see here. And the idea is that you're going to pull a card every day against a question. And then at the end, I've got this whiz-bang way of analyzing all your results so that your whole month becomes like one great big reading. And the journal is an optional extra. A lot of people choose to buy it because they have busy lives. And the beauty of the journal is if you fall off the wagon halfway along the month, you can pick it up again, and you just pick up whatever day it is, and you keep going until you filled your journal, basically. So the idea is rather than putting yourself under pressure, you're pulling just one card, and then it's optional how much work you want to put into each particular card that you pull. So you might choose to do a whole page where you write oodles, or you might just want to record it in your journal. And I've already thought of another option that I'm going to make available to all of you who are part of the challenge and have registered for the challenge and just bought my new journal. I've thought of another way for you to work with the cards that came to me as I was doing this journal. I tell you what, sometimes with all my ideas, drives me a bit crazy sometimes, but you know, it's all good being creative. Okay, so create your positive vibes is the topic, and I don't think we could have a better topic, particularly here in Melbourne at the moment, because we've just been told that they're extending our lockdown a little bit longer here in Melbourne, Australia. So create your positive vibes wherever you are and whatever you're doing in the world in this dreadful pandemic. So my first question is, what helps me stay positive? So that's a pretty self-explanatory question. You're going to be thinking about, when you pull a tarot card, what helps you to really induce that endorphin in your head? How can I appreciate all my talents? So that's a question about how can you put it this way. I would never try to be a rocket scientist. It's not in my makeup. Last night I was talking to my best friend. He just bought a trailer for his truck, and the attachment thingamajiggo, he couldn't work out how to attach it onto his truck, and the guy he bought it from said, "Oh, I bought it and never used it." And I thought, oh, this sounds like one of those trailers, you know, that gets, you know, like a trailer for a truck, but one of those things, you know, that get passed from one to another and people keep selling it because no one can work out how to use it. And I thought, oh gosh, I hope it's not one of those. And he said to me, I can't find the instructions. I can't find them anywhere. So of course I'm a bit of a whiz at finding things on the web, and I found the instructions. But since I started reading it, I said, oh, don't ask me to read anything technical because my brain doesn't function. So I just said, you look at it. He looked, he said, oh, you found it. So I've got this brain that thinks differently to other people. But if you want me to do anything logical, my brain doesn't really function that way, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's an example. So how do I, for example, how can I appreciate my talents is about you thinking about how you can set yourself up for success. And of course, if we're thinking about confidence and building confidence in order to enable ourselves to listen to our intuition, because that's what it's all about, then giving yourself experiences where you will succeed is key. What do I need to create success? How can I build my confidence? So all these questions sit in together to focus on that kind of theme. What makes me bulletproof? Well, I'd say confidence is a big one. Grounding, spiritual grounding will make you bulletproof. If you're spiritually grounded, if you know when you're spiritually tuned in and when you're not tuned in, and these are things I can work on if you'd like me to, just put a comment down in the comments under this video, and I will certainly look at doing some videos with you on switching on and switching off spiritual connectedness, because that's a huge thing. If you can learn to do that, it will mean that you can be really feel very in control of your spirituality, particularly if you're a person like me who can tune in and get messages. It can be very overwhelming sometimes. So having that ability to do that is massive. So what else can we talk about? How can I grow from my mistakes? How can I build the courage to say no? So there's layers to that too. That's about building your confidence. And again, having these skills, building your confidence, having clear beliefs, values, goals, dreams, and being able to say no, actually educating yourself about boundaries is a huge one. Because once you've said no and you've survived it, that's a huge thing for building confidence. When do I trust myself? What can I do about the fear of being wrong? And that's a huge one. And one that I've learned, if you can just push through it, you'd be amazed what you can do in the world. It's one of those things where if you can say to yourself, well, I stuffed that up, but guess what? People have got short memories and I'm just going to push on. That is what will help you be able to achieve things in this world. Because don't think that people who are highly successful just are miraculously highly successful overnight. They work very, very hard. I mean, I know even myself, I was online for 6 years before I actually managed to do anything meaningful with it. So failing forward, is a saying I'm sure you're all really familiar with. What is my favorite mantra? Again, having a positive saying that you say to yourself can be so powerful. How can I love myself more? How do I choose hope over fear? So that's one where you're looking at how can I look at the best possible scenario in the worst possible situation and push through it. How can I accept myself, even my faults? So what we're doing in this particular challenge is we're looking at building a positive internal world and working with what you've got. It's no good wishing that you had something else. It's no good me saying to myself, I wish I had a brain the size of Einstein so that I could do all these things, because at the end of the day, I don't have a brain the size of Einstein. So how can I create an environment where I feel happy and able to contribute and achieve and all of those things and have a nice life and do the things I enjoy doing? What do I need to shift and change? And sometimes it can just be the smallest little thing and it'll make an enormous difference for you. What would it be like to only worry for 10 minutes a day? Now, this comes from my psychological training, where I would see clients who worried all day and got themselves into the most terrible anxiety through worrying all the time. So if you can get yourself into a space where you can say to yourself, stop. So your mind is buzzing and you can say, stop, I'm not thinking about that now. And then enable yourself to have 10 minutes a day where you think about what might be really bothering you and then shut it down. That's a way of managing your anxiety. And of course, the tarot will give you guidance as to how to do that. So what are some more questions in here? How can I say no to others and yes to myself? Well, that's about boundaries. How can I stop taking criticism personally? So that's about that internal critic that beats you up. How can you manage that? Do I believe my opinion matters? How can I express my love to others? So that's about building a positive relationship around you. How can I make time for relaxation every day? So important. I can't tell you, to guard yourself against massive burnout. What tarot card inspires my favorite affirmation? And I would have to say the High Priestess card, listening to your intuition, being in your feminine power. They're the sorts of things that I like to think about when I look at that card. The Empress is probably similar too, but I think the High Priestess speaks to me because of the psychic nature, the unconscious nature of that card. So they're the questions. I've gone through the main ones. So we're talking about creating positive vibes by creating a positive internal world. So the next thing I want to talk about is, say you are looking at a question and you want to pull a card. So what we do is we shuffle out, oh, now the cards I'm using are, where's the box? What have I done with the box? Always do this. What have I done with the box? They were just there. Oh, typical me. I'll put it somewhere. Oh, here it is. So the box is, these are Lo Scarabeo brand. It's got Pamela Coleman Smith, Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, and I think the idea of these was to colour them the way that Pamela originally intended. So I might do a video on these. They're gorgeous. I'm not sure. See, aren't they beautiful? All the colours are all shaded. I'm not sure that they are widely available. I think I bought them on Etsy or eBay, and they were advertised as about to be discontinued, and I nabbed them. I'm just giving them a shuffle, and let's pick a question. What about the first one? What helps me stay positive? So there's your question. Now, how do you actually do this? How do you mix the question and the tarot card? So the first thing is what I've done. Look at the question. What does the question mean to you? So the question is, what helps me stay positive? So what are the things that help you stay positive? Do you have trouble staying positive? These are the things you're going to percolate in your mind. Then you're going to have your tarot card, and that's going to have a meaning, okay? It's going to have a meaning that is conventional and accepted. Then in my journal, you will see, if I turn this over and show you, you will see that there are some short meanings in the back for all of the cards. Now, what helps me stay positive? So you've got I want you to imagine this is a bucket of blue paint and this is a bucket of red paint. So you've got blue paint's the question, red paint is the tarot card. And what happens when you mix the two together? You make purple. See what I mean? So you're actually blending the two together. You're doing like an intuitive blending of the two together to actually create your meaning. Now, the benefit of this is A, it helps you to remember the meanings of the cards, but B, the other thing it does, and it helps you with your reading, but it also helps you come up with your own meaning, because I'm a great believer that the best meaning is the meaning that is linked to the original meaning, but hooks into things in your own life that that resonate with the card. Because if you are reading for somebody, they're often drawn to have a reading from you because there's something that you need to be telling them. So if there's something you need to be telling them, you need to be up front and center with all of your own stuff, because that's what the person's feeling drawn to hear from you. So the question was, how do I create positivity around me? What helps me stay positive? All right. Oh, this book on my lap. I should learn to organize myself so that I sit at my desk and have my camera opposite me and have this on my desk. Would probably make it a lot easier, wouldn't it? That's food for thought. All right, I'm going to pull a card. King of Swords. Now, Royal Arcana cards, I'm glad this came out. Royal Arcana cards are extremely difficult to read because, I don't really know why, but they are. Everyone struggles with them. They can mean two things. Well, they generally, traditionally have meant somebody is coming into your life. But in more modern times, we can read them like that, but we also read them as the emotion that's in this card. So this card is about stability, it's about clarity of thought, it's about speaking your mind, it's about stability, security, and taking the lead. So if we think of the question, what helps me stay positive, this card is saying to me, if I think about what helps me stay positive, what helps me stay positive is being creative, having a voice, feeling like I make a difference, particularly learning new things, being able to be around others is huge for me. So looking at this card, how does that blend with the question? If you look at this card, what's it saying? It's saying, I'm the king. I take direct and affirmative action through my communication to keep my community safe. This is a card of clear thinking, clear action, clear decisive action, because ultimately we know in history, as much as we hate it as girls, kings ruled the roost. So if we look at the traditional meaning of this card, that's what that's about. So if we meld it together, what am I saying? I'm saying that I need to be mindful that I have a need to speak my mind quite definitively and make a difference. Make a difference. If you look at this card in terms of a man coming into my life, you could say, well, it could be that what I need to help me stay positive is I need to have a life partner. Maybe I need to be the Queen of Swords to the King of Swords. Maybe there's somebody that I need to be looking out for that's coming into my life. Or maybe I would read this as somebody existing in my life because I have a partner. And my partner's pretty straight. He calls a spade, and that's very much the King of Swords. So maybe this is saying something to me about the power of my partner in my life. So you can see how you can start to look at the meaning of this card. And again, it's important that you stick with the traditional meaning of the card. Swords are air is communication, kings are rulers, they have the final say, and you look at the symbolism in the card. You've got blue sky, the sword is pointing upwards straight into the sky, so that's about clear, decisive communication. His throne is going right up and over the edge of the card, which is about having limitless possibilities. There's nothing holding him back. What else can I see? He's got a red cape, he's mainly in blue, which is about emotional communication, but it's with passion because he has a red cape. He's standing, his feet are on green earth, which is about fertile results of what it is that he does in life. And that small red shoe is about just the right amount of passion. The shoe is peeking out from underneath the blue cape. So the blue cape is emotion and the red is that just little bit of passion and forcefulness, but balanced with healthy emotion. So that is the card. And of course, you know I love symbolism, and we are working our way through the symbolism cheat sheets that I've created that are in my Etsy shop, and looking at the symbolism of every single Rider-Waite-Smith card, so that you can have a deeper, knowing the symbolism really helps you. As you can see, when I looked at that card, it was so easy to look at that card and think about what it means. So that is my training today for the Create Your Positive Vibes a card a day tarot challenge. I do hope you will join me. The challenge is free. It's free for everyone to join. I do have a journal. The journal is optional, and I do trainings twice a month for this challenge, both at the beginning to introduce you to the challenge, and then we've got a training coming up end of August where I'll show you all of my card pulls for August and how you can use the journal to make more sense of your cards and help you learn them. And believe me, I've got a huge video coming up very shortly, which will take you right through 31 days of August. And I've had repeating cards, I've had repeating numbers. It's been fabulous. So I can't wait to see you in the challenge. Take everybody. Oh, before I forget, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notifications bell so you never miss an upload. See you soon. Bye-bye.